Every time you save your web page, WordPress will save a copy of the page. This is good for if you ever wanted to restore a copy, an older copy of your page. So if we go to the business space here, I'll take you through a couple of things here. So the revisions panel, we don't see here. It's usually just down the bottom here. It's the first place you want to look if you can't see your revisions panel down the bottom is up in screen options. Now if you don't see it here, then maybe there are no revisions to reinstate. So to check this, you might want to make a change. Click update. Sorry it's taking so long. We're working locally here with the Divi builder, which as you can see is an absolute memory hog. Okay, that's finally put an end to the suffering. Oh, not just yet, not just yet. Okay, so now we see some revisions popping up down here, and also you'll see the revisions box has appeared back in the screen options. When looking to restore a page, say if we choose this one here, this is the first time the page was saved. Now what we get here is we get blank on the left side and we get green on the right side with all the content in it. So that means that, this version here, this is what it was before we saved it, and this is what we got when we saved it. So we can restore this version and that will take us back 15 minutes ago to what it was then. If we scroll along and go next, so this is what it was before we saved it, and this is what we got, and this is what we're going to restore it to. So we could do that, we could restore this version. If we scroll along, we get one more time. So this is what it was, and this is what we'll get if we restore it. So what I want to do is actually restore it back to this version here, because at the moment, if I just quickly go back to our return to the editor, you'll see the call to action here is growing a business. Now the version I wanted to restore was growing a business in Melbourne. So growing a business in Melbourne. So we'll restore this one. And now the page has been restored. And it shows you the version that it got restored to. And we'll just wait for the Divi builder to load. And here we are, growing a business in Melbourne. Just to make it clear that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 versions here that we can access. What I was doing with this scroll feature is accessing 1, 2, 3, 4 versions. So it's just this scroll version. This scroller here is just another way to access each of the versions. And you've got a next and a previous navigation here as well, which allows you to also access those 4 previous versions. One more thing, some people disable the revisions altogether because it will keep your database lighter without these revisions stored. Other people prefer to limit the revision amount. Otherwise, WordPress will keep saving revisions, and I'm not sure what the limit is, but you can end up with quite a lot of revisions per page. And if you have a big site, this can really start to add up, and it can really start to affect your database size and your page speed as well. There's a bit of code here that you can put into your WP config file, which is found in your WordPress root directory. This piece here, this will limit the revisions. This one here will disable all the revisions completely. I'm going to put this code into the comments section of the YouTube, or into the description of the YouTube video. You'll get an error if you put both these in your config file.